this.
Well, there's that Aurelion solo I was talking about earlier on. Obviously, Chovy has been looking for a way to play it for a very long time this year. Might lock it in. Let's just have a look to see whether that is going to be the case. The Scout, you can see grinning just a little bit. A Mel instead. And that is going to be the lock-in. So, fair bit of damage coming out there. I don't, like, from the mid lane, yes, there's some damage. But outside of that, Gen.G have a Jhin and hopes and dreams as far as doing damage in this game.
There's no one that tanky on the side of Nongshim yet, but I feel like the Mel, not the most value from the rebuttal yet. But then they pick TF, so now there is.
Yeah, there you go.
The stun card. TF top coming out again. Going to see that into the Gnar, which is a matchup he can definitely bully.
As to how it's all going to work. But I think it's going to, like, one team might look silly at the end of this, is what I'm kind of feeling.
Potentially. Oh, that is
Owie.
not fun.
Doesn't feel great.
And Lehens hasn't gotten the Ignite. I really don't like this decision. Not
he can. Well, he is also going to flash onto Ruler.
Yeah. Use. It's actually so hard to cut through all that healing. Like the Ignite healing reduction and for the Mantra W and for the heal. And there's champions who abuse it.
Yeah.
Mel isn't really an abused champion. Oh no.
Oh dear. Kingen is going to get the gold card off, but Kiin just hops on over the top. There's the Hyper, and there is first blood. Easy as you like here on the top side of the map.
Because you're going to go Bloodthirster. And...
Well, Kingen needs to run towards his jungler now. Might be able to do so. And Canyon is moving up. Kiin does have Mega Gnar though, so this is a very scary moment. There is Sponge just getting slammed into the wall twice as Kiin throws him back. The flash was very weird from Kiin, as there's the heal out from Lehens. They should be able to take down this Gnar, as he does try and escape, but it doesn't quite work. And now Canyon just wants to throw some rocks around. Duro comes in with the Mantra Inspire and just takes Kingen for a walk. Down he will go. Now Lehens is trying to escape, but it is another slam. And Canyon wants to be able to take this guy out as well, as the rock gets flashed, and Lehens just barely survives. Cloud Drake in the game, as Ruler has to flash the anchor.
Had to contest him.
Yeah, does have full vision, so it looks like 2 grubs will go over to Nongshim, and he will just forego the third. But Canyon looking to try and lock him down. We'll be able to close the gap, as now Kiin desperate to try and get on in there. There's the Impale, but I don't think the follow-up's going to be there, because Kiin can't quite make his way in. It has to be Canyon by himself as the Aegis comes on through, and Canyon is so tanky. He just walks him down, and now Kiin feels like he has the gusto, gets the flash out in trade for the ulti, and Canyon is not done yet. Still going to force the Destiny and the Gate out from Kingen. Yeah, it's not going to influence the gold lead too much, as we've got another engage here towards this bottom side. Bullet time, just the entire thing for worse, but it's looking for better at the moment. As now Scout, we're going to make his way in on top of Chovy, gets the Emperor's Divide, as Chovy wants to be able to get this kill back. The rebuttal doesn't quite work, and there is no ulti to be seen.
Yeah, I feel like the gank setup is so easy. And speaking of gank setup, we might end up seeing...
Yeah, I've seen this one before. There's the gold card, try and interrupt Canyon. Let's see how much that does, as it does nothing at all. He still gets impaled, still gets hopped on, and that is going to be the Skarner.
There's 2 control wards down to just kind of suffocate Kingen in this scenario.
Ooh, there's a hook in from Lehens. The bullet time comes down, and Ruler is just dead this time. I don't even know what Protoplasm is. Do you know what I thought it was just like part of Raz's name.
It's the stuff from Ghostbusters.
Ah, I didn't know about that. Okay, well, Sponge is taking a fair bit of damage. Canyon sort of is, and now Sponge looks for it, but the flash comes out. The Skarner is going to be able to keep himself alive. Kingen makes it into the backline. The Deadly Flourish comes on down as Ruler getting pressured away, but That is Kingen as well. That is going to fall. And now Canyon looking to try and slam Diablo, but he flashes out of the way of the Impale. And Sponge getting behind his outer turret. And Kiin just hanging out under turrets this game. As the curtains are being called, the Aegis is going to at least save the Pantheon. But Lehen's not going to be so lucky as Genji just find a saying stop at this point. As now Kiin is the target here for Scout. Throwing down these Sand Soldiers. He's pretty scary, but when you get the Hyper Proc, does really just feel like this Gnar can run forever. Does get Emperor's Divided though, and is now looking to try and escape, but Kiin, I think, is just out of there. So Scout does get some revenge, takes down the Gnar finally, but the response is going to be an attempt at this mid lane that does get bullet timed.
You can see Genji pushing their advantage, getting that mid-tier 1. Looking bot as well. They're going for the play.
All right, they're looking for Kingen. Kingen is just not allowed to have a good time this game. It's just not a thing, as they will kill Ruler. So at least there's one very sad player on both teams. Distracting, and honestly, it's been up for 5 minutes. Oh, the icon's been there for 5 minutes, and I didn't notice until now. So maybe I'm part of the problem as well. As Lehen's just Mega Blast coning around, looking for a little bit of an angle here as he gets slammed into the wall, but does immediately get cleansed. Canyon now in a little bit of trouble, but he just soaks the entire bullet time, misses the Impale, looks completely unbothered. As there's the Emperor's Divide just to play defense against Kiin, who's about to go Mega. And Scout, your base is the other way, my guy.
Yeah,
and he's just gonna...
Diablo with his Collector.
Oh, God. Why did you make me look at it? As we're not going to look at whatever's happening in the mid lane because we want to see Kingen die again. That's what everyone wanted to see, right?
Dead on the end of that play. And now Chovy looking to be in a bit of trouble as well.
I've seen this play before. The Scout is going to show up. That is a decent rebuttal, and Chovy does make it to his inner turret. The Sand Soldiers aren't quite there, and man, Karma is one heck of a drug. And figure that one out for sure, as Kingen does put together some Hex Optics.
He's getting some items.
Indeed.
Oh, no.
Lehen's is getting dead. CC'd for approximately a year.
Well, difficult when you're the one setting up vision, but Genji looking for more.
Canyon versus 4 people. There's the curtain call though, and Scout, Sponge just going to get pushed into the wall and taken down. Diablo not able to quite find a good enough bullet time angle to do a damage to Canyon. Feeling like some regular Genji, as Canyon makes it to 5,000 assists.
And what a game
Second
to do
in the jungle, as obviously Peanut ahead of him. Guy was playing for absolutely forever. 600 to go to catch up to him.
Oh, functional looking here. Canyon is pretty low.
Yep, they have the vision as well from the Destiny, as Lehen's gets on in there. And the Baron, it's going to go down very low, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to do anything about stopping the smite, because it's Canyon, he's immortal, and Sponge is dead.
Yeah, Lehen just kind of led the charge there, but isn't that tanky, and the rest of the team were kind of like, okay, well, we can't make it in, we can't contest the Baron.
Oh, Deadly Flourish is going to connect here, as Chovy could be in a bit of trouble. There's the Emperor's Divide, it's going to do nothing to the rebuttal. However, Sponge just lands on top of him.
Hopefully a voice message, so he responds with a voice message.
That would be really good. Diablo is going to get stunned up though, and they're just looking to take him down. Kiin has to flash though as he stands his ground. Teleport comes in, Emperor's Divide immediately sends Chovy back, but the Misfortune is also dead, and Chovy's able to mitigate so much of it. In goes the 0 health Gnar, and looks to wipe them out. The max range wallop to destroy the Azir, and Genji just way too far ahead. They'll march down the mid lane and look to take down Nongshim 2-0.
There's this crazy team. Oh.
Speaking of crazy and Kiin, they're both top laners.
Chovy is hunting
behind enemy lines. Diablo is going to be able to avoid the snare, but Canyon flashes out of the bushes, and he's just dead. Nongshim want to die on, but they may die on a hill not of their choosing if they wait too much longer. As Kingen running away, Sponge wishing he could do the same thing as he gets CC'd. We'll be able to throw down the Aegis, but oh my goodness. This is a demolition, as now, yeah, that is a extremely dead Lehen's.
Really seemingly valuing it super highly. Nongshim playing around this Azir turret.
Yeah, there's a gate into the back line, looking for Kiin here. They do manage to stun him up. There's the bullet time right on the edge there with the Gnar, but he moves out of it before the depth charge comes in, and Kiin finally does go down. A big burst of damage there towards Scout, but it looks like Genji are still hunting for more. Not sure about that, though, as Chovy's dashing in looking for Diablo. He gets taken down halfway, and now the curtains are being called. Chovy walking through the cards. There's the gold card, rebutted back immediately. Chovy able to avoid a fair bit of the CC here as he flashes out of the way of the Emperor's Divide. This guy is skating around the Rift right now. Speaking of which, Scout able to swoop his way over that wall. Gen G, they lose their top laner. Nongshim hold on to everyone, but it does feel like if I was Nongshim, I'd be a little bit frightened. It's nice work getting to 6,000 assists there, Lehens.
Okay, Sponge has ult. You can just ult in if he really wants to, but you would die.
Well, Diablo is going for a little bit of a wander here. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana or an R button, so it is a tough ask.
Is he going to send it? Oh wait, they're going both in on the Mega Cone?
Well, in they go. Sponge is in the back of the pit. There's the steal away as the Impale is going to seal his fate. There is Lehens going down as well as Kiin. A Spirit Visage and another belt. It's got a lot of keys in his pockets, I guess. Needs a lot of belts. It's all right. He's able to just walk his way out. Will get stunned up for a moment, but I didn't see him really take damage. There's a flank angle for Chovy, looking to get in amongst it as Kiin is taking the brunt of the damage. Deadly Flourish onto Lehens. He has to flash his way out in order to get to safety. As Chovy put together a pretty cool hat and wants some extra pages in his book, as there's the engage onto Canyon. I'm not sure about that. I just don't think it's a great idea as he's just bathing in the bullet time. Another rebuttal comes on down as Lehens probably pretty happy that that dredge line missed, and now Kiin looking to follow up. Hyperproc ready there onto Sponge, and there's the boomerang to secure it. Oh! There's the Gnaw onto everyone as Kiin dives in. It's Chovy to get the follow-up kills as he picks up the double. Scout is drifting around the map, but Chovy goes golden, gets a gigantic shield, and that should just be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Gen G with a gorgeous team fight. This one, a lot more set in stone is what it felt like, but did still last a pretty long time here as Gen G will secure a 2-0 over Nongshim Red Force.